So hello, welcome to my round of 16 match with DG. Haven't played DG in quite some time. It's been a while since he's been in the A division, but very strong player. So I expect to have some trouble, more than as much as I ever have, I suppose, which is considerable. We've got the old baker, so you can do the cultist opening. Your only way of dealing with the ruins trash-wise is a death cart, which I guess is not completely unreasonable to get once the runes are already gone. I don't know. It's still a pretty hard sell. So for me, the question would be whether you go with a dungeon or a silver here. Dungeon does not play fantastically with a terminal draw, but it's still okay, you know, still pretty good. The kind of what we can transition to after we hand out runes is not clear. There's not a lot of great stuff to do. You can, I'm just not seeing it. The only thing you could do if you really wanted to try was just get a couple cultists and then switch to like storytellers, but you'd need like so much gold. It just would be so slow, and you'd probably play with like Haunted Woods or something. But it's just really hard without a village. With a village, you could build here, kind of build up a decent amount at least. You could at least try it. I mean, it might not work, but you could try it. But without a village, it's just going to be like, I'm just not seeing it. So I took a little bit of time for my opening buy, so hopefully that gave DG his time to do his pondering. I mean, I guess you could play. I mean, the tune points are so hard. You get a little bit off death cards if you go that route, but it's slow. I mean, you'll still only get a few, a handful. So he goes with the dungeon, which I think is, as I said, totally reasonable. And I'm don't have any confidence that the silver was any better than the dungeon at all, though I don't anticipate it being like wildly worse or anything. Hopefully my cultist doesn't miss, so that's good. He has now a little bit more trouble. This is a little sad, because he's to play his cultist now. He's gonna make a shuffle. But of course he's got the dungeon, so he's gonna move through the shuffle fairly quickly. This is nice. I'll just come to the end of this shuffle and buy another cultist. So we got a good jump on the ruin split. It could go quite lopsided if I find cultists at the start of my next reshuffle. Could go really, really lopsided, actually. I'm not certain that he'll have. I mean, he won't be able to buy a cultist with this hand, I don't think, unless he got a ruin mine, maybe. I don't know what I gave him. Library. He might trigger the shuffle. He might play the library. What did I get from him? Also a ruin library. Yeah, we'll see how this all goes. Yeah, he did trigger it. I think I agree with that. Hopefully he drew his cultist dead. I don't know if he did or not, but... Okay, yeah, this is looking excellent for me. Get another 2 in here prior to his shuffle. Oh no, not prior to his shuffle. I take it back. You can just click on the cultist, man. Okay, oh. So... This has put me up to 5, so I'm probably getting 6. This buy is not immediately clear to me because it could just be a gold already. I'm not very likely to. So he may even up the split actually with his. No, he didn't get a dungeon play in. Okay, he still may even up the split, but it's not as likely. Well, he'll get to play the dungeon, so he's a reasonable shot at it. I would be satisfied with a 5. Okay, so not that crazy actually. And he's got the dungeon. I have the gold and the silvers, which should be good. We'll see if he decides that he thinks death card is worth it. It's not crazy. Yeah, so he gets the death card, which I think again is not that crazy. You get points and anyway, it doesn't play that well with the cultists themselves, but you might draw it loose with a rune. Anyway, you get a point off of it, so it's not the worst thing. I don't know if you go for multiples of them or not, but I mean, if you do that, you may be satisfied to just take like a duchy or something, or doing a duchy-ish rush. This shuffle was kind of cruddy. I'm not really sure how to build this deck. This was a really bad shuffle for me. Bad enough that I don't even know that I play the cultists here. I can play the Ruin Library to buy a gold. Of course, we can just start on the just start on duchies. I don't know if that's any good or not. These cultist plays are likely to just do nothing for us. Relatively likely to not do much for us. And maybe a death card would have been better. Not certain at all. That at least was a pretty clean draw for me. I'm going to see if I pull a cold off this cultist play. I don't think I want to chain, because there is a death card in there. I don't know if there's any actions with it, but it is down in here. Oh, there's the baker at least with it. So I will blow up this cultist for sure. This is, I don't know. It's not a great shuffle, but if I can hit province, I'm okay with it. Which I will. I could also just trash the death card itself. Which would give me the 9. And then I would just be back to playing a cultisty deck. This is not actually that trivial. I'm not sure. That one was not at all clear to me. That's weird. The dungeons flip in and out of being stacked. That's kind of strange. I assume he hits 8 here. Well, he might not. It's not like free. Alright, he's into duchies. I'm not going to spend a token on a duchy. Though it wouldn't have been crazy at all. It wouldn't have been that crazy anyway. This may get me to 8 without spinning. That was a great turn. For me. So far I've had quite good fortune with the cultist dead drawing not being bad for me at all. If I find dungeon would be pretty nice if it's top decked. But it'll be okay in the next one too. Or in the next shuffle as well. It's not like paramount that I play it before this next shuffle because it's gonna miss just regardless. So I did get that luck, which is cool. I'm all about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna take that province and see what we find in the next shuffle. He still has his death card, so that's really great for him. Okay, he gets a duchy. I mean, I gotta play him, but this could really be sad. That was not that sad, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if the Duchess is actually any good. I don't know what the odds are that we get through this shuffle again. But if we do, probably Duchess is okay. I assume he'll get to 8 here, and he's got to take it. So it's pretty incredibly unlikely that I will draw the province off. Excuse me. Draw the province off the two. And if he plays a death card and buys a duchy, then I have to buy at least an estate. So I have to have bought an estate in case I just get it gold-wise, right? So he's not going to do better than... I mean, if he gets a province, right, it's just over. I don't think I have a great shot at doing a province, so I don't think playing the cultist really gains me much. I could play the abandoned mine and buy a duchy, or I can just buy a estate. And if I buy the duchy, I'll have to use a token. I only need an estate if I'm going to province on my next turn. If it's going to take me longer than that, then I could potentially need a good deal more than that. Or I could need the duchy to kind of stay in the game. Like I would have to draw. I have 4. I would have to draw $4 off 2 cards, which is just incredibly unlikely. So I'm not going to play the cultist. And I think I prefer saving the token, so I'm going to play just by estate here. I guess I don't even have to buy estate, technically. Or not technically, but just period. Because if he... Anyway, I don't think we're going to see another shuffle, so... So if he doesn't province, this will be a win for me, but he does have dungeon and death cards left over, so he's... Okay, just playing a duchess, so... it's maybe okay. Gosh, dang it. Alright. So I would have had it on my hand, but he got it first, so... It's the first game to him. And I went first. That was quite a lucky draw for him to hit 8 without a death card, but that's the way it goes. This is kind of an exciting one. I'm not very good at cemetery boards, but certainly workshop can be used with cemetery. That you can also just, you can also just ambassador here. The question will be sort of how do you... I mean, this is certainly going to be an ambassador war kind of game, I would think. But whether you have to open double ambassador, whether you can get ambassador enchantress or something, I'm not sure. Clearly there's some options. I feel like the workshop play at angle for a cemetery is not that compelling, I think. But a workshop that can pick up, unless you already have like a pretty well drawn deck, then it might be. And then other than that, lots of draw and lots of villages, or not lots of villages, but you don't need many villages because you don't have to play that many terminals. Like even if you there's the bazaar split is not important. I guess you could be fine with 4 bazaars. Easy. You probably could be fine with like 3 bazaars, though maybe not super happy. Um, yeah, I don't know. You could open a number of different ways and have it not work out for you. Pretty easily. I mean, you could even open a horse traders as your way of getting a bazaar. Like it's easier. It's a little easier for him to do that as player one. There's not quite as big of a risk of getting buried in the junk in the sort of the start of it. He goes with the workshop. That almost makes me willing to buy the horse traders. It would not be the saddest thing in the world to get a bazaar. I mean, the workshop cemetery move is like trash 3 cards, right? Basically, is what it reads. Trash 3 cards, which is good. And you can certainly make use of the workshop later on, but. So far, this is not looking promising. And it looks pretty nice for him. I don't know if I actually want a silver. I don't mind getting a little cycling. He now has. I guess I could. It doesn't really work. I was gonna say I guess I could buy a Haunted Woods, but that's not really. Doesn't do anything special at all. He's of course winning the size war here. He's kind of choosing to. He got a little thin, and now he's gonna skip playing Ambassador, I guess, to buy Bazaar, at least a turn. Well, he may not have collisions, but well, either he had collision last turn, or he has collision this turn. The ambassador didn't disappear. So, as far as Enchantress buy is a little strange because at this stage it's possible to be beneficial for him. Though in general it's possible for it to be annoying as well. So I assume he just buys a Bazaar here, yeah. I guess I put this on top for sure. I can trash a couple of states. I mean, it's not really a trash. It's like trash one card, basically. It's not very exciting. But it might be the thing to do, given the current deck states. It may just be that trash one card is the best thing I can do for my turns. That wouldn't necessarily surprise me in the least. He is buying another Bazaar, I guess. Okay. These are not. These, I guess, are insurance against someone ever doing Enchantress, possibly. Probably my best bet here is just to return to put the copper on top and return it. So I expect he'll be able to buy Grand Market here. So will I. So he'll be a bit ahead of me on pace there. It's nice for him to have the workshop. And of course the second Bazaar as well. I'm my voice breaking. I'm at least not blowing up deck size, which I kind of was worried about. That is not the play I expected. Um, I do not feel particularly strongly that Ghost is good here. So I'm pretty okay with this particular play. I'm mostly okay with it, I think. If I'm gonna be I'm trying to think if I can play the ambassador and still hit 6. I can give him a copper. I can't necessarily return one. No, I can. So I'll leave this. I'll try and play the ambassador. Because I can get to, yeah, returning 1 copper at least, potentially. Now I could pull it up since I already have the thing. Because I probably am not going to return 2. Because if I return 2... Yeah, return 2 won't work because then I can't even buy Bazaar. I gotta buy something that ups my economy a little bit. But so I can put this on top now and leave coppers. I don't know that is the right play, but it's the play I'm making, so. He did not get to react, which is nice. I don't think Grand Market is like the bee's knees here, but I think it's probably gonna help me build. So and I don't think this will hurt me much. This is actually a question because it's not clear to me that I do want to play the horse traders this turn or the ambassador. It's not clear that I'll play both. Mainly, it's not even clear that I'll get to play both, right? I'm gonna go with that. I would rather draw on and get the Bazaar or I'd rather draw more and play an ambassador than potentially miss that. Is what I'm gonna go with. I could have moved thing up and potentially had a chance to top deck a thingamajig. I do need to think at least a little bit here about my money sitch. So I've got 6 again. Could have as much as 8, but I'm not gonna do that. And then the next turn can potentially be like Bazaar and Workshop. What did he ghost? A Bazaar. That's pretty good ghosting. Certainly. I've had good horse traders set aside fortune so far. Definitely. mean, if you can go something like a hunting grounds or something, that's pretty big. Fairly big. The grand market split is pretty nice for the pile control, I would say. I assume he's going to trash some cemeteries there, yeah. Okay, so he's clean. We're both clean. We both have a cemetery. It's not going to be a... I mean, I'm going to draw through this anyway. It doesn't matter. So... I gotta think about... I guess I can think about whether I want to ghost. It's not like that impressive to me. I would rather do it mid-turn and play it, I think. I think I would rather do it with a workshop play. So given that, I can have a maximum of $7, $9, $12 in 3 buys. Or I can return a copper, which will lower that by a little bit. Lower it by 2 actually, so that would put me at 10. I mean, I don't think it's crazy to go like Bizarre Workshop Pearl Diver or something here. Excuse me. Jeez. It may also just be slower to mess around with the workshop. I don't really know. He'll probably be able to hunting or to ghost something quite nice. I would not be surprised to be like someone saying you should Bizarre Hunting Grounds on that last turn. Like, I can believe that. No problem. So he didn't move super far. He gets a grand market. I also did not move super far through the deck. This doesn't matter. So I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is not great. Just super not great. Ten is just not enough. 11, now 11. 11 would have been good. 10 is not that good. My ability to kind of be in it is going to be predicated on me drawing the hunting grounds in a bazaar. Pretty much. Because he's looking good now. If I can get the big hand, I will go for the ghost. For sure. But he looks very clean right now. I guess that should be the ambassador. Well, anyway, it's too late. I'm not going to ask for that as a redo, although it's probably quite a big blunder. Nope. So again, we're not into anything there. That was just my bad of not playing the ambassador as the pig. That was just stupid. Just utterly dumb. Especially since part of the plan was to do a cemetery. But no taking it back now. I mean, he's gonna have a ghosted grand market again, or maybe even something better, like 100 grand potentially. Not that he really needs that. I mean, it's still not impossible for me to win. There's always 3 pile tricks. And so, yeah, you're never quite out. Unless they buy VP, then that lessens your ability to do 3 pile tricks. Which he could do. he could green a little bit. So then, he might have a pile out. That, well, not if I don't lower like the bazaars, he's not gonna have a pile out. Would be good to find actually, it would just be good to probably play this, get a little bit better information about where we're sitting as far as all this goes. So I'm gonna get a ghost. Now, I guess I should check to see if I have enough to give him a copper. If I have enough draw for that as well. Because I'm going to be gaining a work cemetery, and then that'll put a ghost and a pearl diver in my, or whatever thing I happen to return. So then I play 3 cards to get all that back. And I can play the ambassador. Yeah, I mean, I can play the ambassador if I want. I don't know if it actually is to my advantage, to be honest, at this stage. Um, I don't know if I both don't know if I want him to have the copper because he's gonna draw deck, and so it's technically just increases his money. But I can get rid of the copper myself without doing that. So, I have a feeling giving him the copper is not going to be all that of a deciding factor. He only has the one ambassador, but can get another. I'm going to have 7, 10, 11, $13 potentially, $14 potentially. This is all quite strange. I want to have 12 at least. I feel like I should just keep the copper. I can give him a copper even if I want. I don't know that I'll ever need the money, but the way I'm planning to play the next couple turns, I don't. So these can go in. Then I just have to decide if I want to give him a copper or not. He probably will have a finish on his turn. I would bet. Maybe not. I don't know. He might have a finish on his turn, he might not. I don't know that I have anything like what is required for a finish. He can double province and then I just still can't. No, I might be able to. I don't know that I actually have enough gains for that. I only have 2 grand markets, so I only have 4 buys. So that's just not gonna cut it. I need 5 buys. So unless he lowers one of these piles, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, I didn't really math out my path to see if there was a path to victory. So I think unless he lowers one of these piles for me, it's just not going to work. I still don't know that I would have played the turn differently. I have to kind of... well, I would have probably played it slightly differently. Like I could have gone Hunting Grounds Grand Market or something. I would need... the thing I need is like a third Hunting Grounds. That would make the estate pile out actually feasible. Of course, he can also... I don't know if this helps him. This might be a little too clever, but he could try and empty the cemeteries. It doesn't work because I can ambassador them and I can still do my combo. Because I have two. So it doesn't actually stave off my finish. And in fact, it would allow me to actually do it. So I hope he decides he's going to be clever and cut me off at the pass by getting cemeteries to deny me this play. Though if he gets like cemeteries and a province, then it still doesn't work. But I think then it still doesn't work for me. But it'll be maybe closer. But if he just does the cemetery part and maybe doesn't get quite as many provinces. Yeah, I mean, my issue is basically that he can green pretty well here. And I just don't have anything in my deck that's worth anything at all. I almost clicked it. I almost just fast clicked it. We could reload it. Wouldn't be a big deal, but... Maybe DG will get so tired he'll just fall asleep. That's a strange... I'm surprised he probably still has draw to make it work, but I would assume you would want to play your workshop before that, but I guess it didn't matter. Okay, since he was getting a horse traders, it was like the same thing. He can just buy like so many points. I will never catch him on that front. Now he threatens a little bit on the estate thing. If I had another buy, I could do it, but I don't. Oh, I forgot that Enchantress. I forgot Enchantress hits the I didn't notice that. I could have gotten Enchantress down on my turn, I guess. And then I don't think it especially matters for me. I don't necessarily need I don't need all those cards in this particular moment, but right. So I think it would have worked, except that, well, probably there are a couple of issues. One is that I didn't get to play it Hunting Grounds twice, so I didn't actually draw 8 cards, so that I feel that. Trying to adjust my blinds because they're in the sun is in my eyes. So that being the case, I don't think there was a finish, right? I have to. If I could still draw it all, I would be able to get 8 estates, and then I have to, and I could workshop for 1 cent. I should have. Well, I wanted to, but it just wasn't in the cards to add a workshop. But then there's a chance it misses. It just wasn't. I'm gonna have to play the. Whatever these are, the Hunting Grounds. Anyways, I'm not gonna finish here. So we're gonna have to get some green and also. Now it's not so clear that he'll draw through his deck, at least. That's something. I could add another workshop, which would maybe put me in a spot to do the Hunting Grounds thing on the following turn, but maybe not. I can also just get a workshop down, or another Enchantress down. Money wise, I'm sitting at 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 14. So if I can do workshop silver, and I can double province, which is not that great for me, to be honest. I should have given him the copper last time. I think I will give him the copper this time. One Enchantress down is not that fantastic. Keeping up on points, though, is okay. Okay-ish. Question would be whether it's better to add the horse traders or what. So 1, 2, 3, and I don't have to play. Oh, this is just not gonna work. It's the simple facts of it. At least I have this in my opening hand, which is good. I did a horse traders, which is sort of good. He's gonna probably triple province, which is not so good. Or he may just have a finish, more likely. He'll be able to... Well, he doesn't have as many actions this turn at all. So he is more limited in that aspect, this time at least. And not as much money buys or actions. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he had a finish, but it's, I don't think, guaranteed at this point. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he could get the, say the, well, I'm not sure. We'll just have to see. It'd be pretty funny if my copper I gave him was like the thing that put him over. I would have loved to get some horse traders in this hand, but it was not to be. Okay, so he's just stopping here. This would be a little bit tricky for him. The greening part. So I'll be interested. I guess now I have the buys that I can finish, maybe. If I draw really well. It does hurt to not have the, well, there's no way. If I had maybe picked up 2 cards off the horse, like a card or 2 off horse traders, possibly, but I don't think with this it's gonna happen. Touching provinces is probably doesn't work because I can gift a province, so I can double province and give him 1 and then end it. So I'm not sure he can touch the provinces. And so I mean, I'll have to do the math, but maybe not. Wow, the ambassador reveal is cruel. Not good for him. So if I give him 1 province, that puts him up to 32. I can buy 2. That's the max though. I can buy 2 and I gain a cemetery, but that's not enough. The duchy was pretty solid. On the other hand, if I can draw things without playing 2 of the hunting grounds, I might be able to pile. And then the other thing is that he has to, I mean, it probably won't matter. I mean, it hurts that he didn't set aside something good to draw with, but it probably won't hurt him as far as finishing. Give him a province 32, I guess 29. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough cash money. Alright, well, let's just start seeing what we see. Well, we're gonna need that. Though maybe not yet. I could easily just dud on the bazaars here. I could dud on the bazaars, and I need oh gosh, I have to have it for my finish, but is there an easier finish? Like, is there a cemetery? I don't have that many gains. I don't have 6 gains apart from the other stuff. So I put this on top and I don't find Bazaar. On the other hand, if I don't see more Pearl Divers, then it just stays down there. I guess I should have actually played Bazaar Hunting Grounds first. This is dumb. This is so dumb. There's no way this is enough money. What, I mean, if I draw the 2 grand markets, is that even gonna cut it? This is so stupid. There's no way I'll finish here. I've already seen too many of the stop cards. I would have to hit a Pearl Diver somewhere in this sequence, and then also it would like need to be the last, and then like a grand market. No, it just never can work. That's not true, but it can work, but it's not going to. So, oh gosh. I super duper don't have the gains. He's going to be able to ambassador provinces. I want to just leave that hunting grounds, I guess, and ghost it, but it's super not going to work. I can also buy another one. Be like Dutchy hunting grounds or something. It's just not. I should not have played that Pearl Diver in that one time. The funny thing is I actually have... No, I've played a second hunting grounds now. I was going to say something stupid. I feel like I ought to look at outs just because of what the nature of the game. But it's super duper not happening. just super is not happening. So I've only got 3 buys left, or 3 actions left. So I can't play like an enchantress. I can add a workshop just for the sake of having one. But not playing it. This is such a waste of time for me to have played this out. He'll be able to finish the provinces easy. I mean, unless he doesn't draw any in his hand, which he will. I mean, I guess that's true. If he doesn't draw any in his hand, he may not finish. But if he has a province in his hand, then the finish is relatively easy, I think. I mean, he may not draw. He doesn't have that many bazaars. He could kind of stop, but his deck doesn't have that much green in it. I suppose it's a lot of good deal of cantrips. I mean, I'm going to see a lot of cards on the start of my turn, but I'm sure he's looking for a finish. What a weird game. What a weird game. We're almost into our second. We've almost played 2 hours and we've played 2 games. So this is awful. He's going for the Enchantress empty, huh? Is that like that much easier than the anything else? I just don't want to see a bazaar. Well, there you go. Or that. He'll just... I don't know what he'll... I mean, the Enchantresses weren't really a finish for him. So... But double province is going to be so many points that I'm not going to be able to catch that. I don't imagine. I don't know if he has the draw for it, but he could also possibly just workshop another ambassador and then do the pile out that way. If he has the draw for it, which I assume he still can do it. Maybe not. His deck's a little fat. If I were him, I wouldn't be Maybe he's stopped. Maybe he's out of... I don't think he can be, but... I could easily stud because I put so much green into this shuffle. I don't really have the I don't really have the bazaars to support the amount of terminals. Like, what did I get? Did I gain another workshop? Like, I don't think that probably will help me at all. Could very easily just be dudded here. Yeah, that was silly. I didn't even have the actions to support that amount of increase at all. So the workshop is doing worse than nothing for me, I think. Well, things aren't so bad for him. I mean, I don't think. I think I'm not gonna. I think he's still got this. Even if he doesn't have an immediate win. So, hopefully he can find something that he is satisfied with relatively quickly. Okay. I think that makes it easier for me, to be perfectly honest. Because now all I have to do is hit the... I just have to find the ambassador and gift him a province. I think he needed to score some points there. Because I can gift him a province and then just double province wins. Not that I have that yet, but I would have to think that I'll probably get there. Or I have an okay shot of getting there. Now I have to think that I will absolutely get there. So I don't even have to do the kind of the silly finishes. Though I do think I would have made the silly finish work here, possibly. Where the Grant? Oh, I already played them. So this is already, I believe, win in hand. But I just want to count it a little bit to check. So this is double province. Money-wise, an ambassador, I can give him a province. That'll give him 32 points, and then I'll score 12 more, 35. And if I feel like it, I can gain a cemetery for a little bit of... These are both enchantresses. So... So I had a little bit of... Yeah, I think he needed to score some points there. With the thing I had ghosted set aside. Well, I'm very grateful to have won that game. I did not anticipate winning that at all. So I'm quite happy to have made it. I was very surprised he didn't do something with his ambassador a little more aggressive, but I couldn't see his hand, so I don't know at all what his situation. I don't know what all his situation was. Maybe he had a super easy finish. He might have, based on what he was just talking about here. I would guess he did, but anyway, and I will take it for sure. This is looking like a minion game. Though how exactly you want to get there, you can probably do it in a couple of ways. I'm inclined to go urchin. Typically, that's what I intend to do here in these situations. If you take a skulk, it's not a bad. Well, I don't like it. I will probably play with a familiar here. But not an opening. You do it later, and potentially depending on how the game's going, not at all. You can buy an oracle. I mean, I don't know. I think you probably just want to do the urchins and get as many minions as you can. So you might take a skulk later on, just as a way to kind of, I mean, because you might be able to use the buy. I think he could have put in hunting grounds earlier. Maybe got a little more mileage out of it. There was an issue there where it was hard to build because there was real 3-pile potential. Excuse me, real 3-pile potential. So it was a little bit tricky in that respect. Warehouse is sort of a mixed goodness here, I would say. There's it's real bad after you've been hit with a mercenary, though if it lets you get to the mercenary stuff faster, that's pretty nice, I would say. So I collide, so I'm pretty glad I didn't take the warehouse there. Of course, I take nothing here. I will take a second mercenary on this board. It's not clear to me that you want to discard the estate, actually. I'm not sure that giving yourself the shot at a 3-buy is that important, but anyway, it's done. It's done now. If I find the mercenary this turn, it'll be really, really great. He did get his 3rd urchin. Now an Oracle. I just don't see an Oracle being a card you want in your deck here without a village. I'm just really not seeing it. Silver is questionable, but potentially quite nice. Warehouse is also potentially quite nice since he does not have a mercenary yet. But he probably will pretty soon. I'm gonna try the warehouse. So that's very sad. Of course, he'll get to flip. It's not actually that big of a deal for him to flip the mercenary here. I mean, it's not good, but like, I don't know. I have warehouse and mercenary in there, so it's not. Now, if he flips like 2 mercenaries, that I will be unhappy with, but losing the 1 is not the worst thing in the world. Oracle, I just really don't get. I mean, I don't think you want an Oracle later on. I mean, you can upgrade it, so that's something, but I just think they're going to be pretty bad. It's going to be pretty bad. Of course, right here it may flip me 2 mercs, and that's a pretty nice attack on me. So, it's not nothing, but yeah. This is pretty much just going to be a play mercenary turn. Which is an okay kind of turn to have, to be honest. Would have, of course, liked to hit 2 estates there off the warehouse play, but this is okay. And it's all in the next hand, so it's fine. Second silver is not super clear to me, but given that I am going to get a trash in here, I'm okay with it. Okay. This is looking quite good now for me. The question here would be whether to get an upgrade or a minion. I guess I'm gonna go with the minion here. Hopefully he didn't find his mercenary, because I would like another shot at a merc trash. Okay, he did. So I mean, even trashing 1 card with mercenary is alright, so I might as well try for that. And I might find the minion, so that would be something. So that's all quite beautiful. Maybe next 5 will be upgrade. It's gonna be real tough for him at this stage, just because of all this stuff. This seems fine. Of course, I could have played that differently, but everything I wanted was right there, so I'll just take it. I have to think about the familiar. Certainly if I can buy a couple familiars in a turn or in a row, he'll just be like dunzo. totally donezo. This is looking like a reasonably good hand to just toss right away. Probably should have trashed one of the mercenaries on my last turn rather than a copper. Warehouse play is not too exciting. I don't think. Yeah, especially given the mercenary play. I think I'm pretty okay with just tossing this hand. Okay, so he is resigning. I think that looks totally reasonable. I think I could have won in any path. Either I get a potion or not, or whether I just win the minion split 7-3 and it'd be totally clean. Obviously, that's just me getting ahead on the trashing there via, I guess, shuffling better, being first player. There was no great strategic accomplishments there. So here we have a Highway Hermit board with the donate. This is all quite complicated as well, I would think. Or potentially quite complicated. Though, like, it's weird. Some of the things are kind of working against each other here, like the you do a donate, you don't necessarily need all the 50 madmen. You don't need to do a big madman draw thing. I wouldn't say it would be crazy to even just to be somewhat more focused on just getting the highways. Be the person with 5 highways, 6 highways, or whatever, and then you know, be double provincing some. Should be reasonably good here. There's nothing else especially fast, like money wise. Like sometimes on donate boards there's like a way to get just like tons of treasure really fast and just buy provinces. I don't know what the path here looks like though. You could hermit donate. That's not going to be too bad probably. I would rather have the 3-4 for that, but the math may not actually, it may not matter. I don't know. It might, there might be a copper trash you miss or something, but I don't know exactly what it would look like. It would probably look like, oh, we have goat too. Yeah, so you don't have to worry so much about your copper trashes later on. So you do hermit donate down to 4-ish coppers. Something like that. Then you gain a silver. You can do it to whatever copper amount is, because you can pixie, so it's not, though then you might as well just keep the whatever, the thing you had. Alright, I think I'm going to do the hermit opening. I can see silver hermit before you donate as well. But he does a masquerade. I find that a little bit strange. Okay, so because you probably have coppers for quite some time anyway, to be honest. You can also keep an estate. So you get the hermit, your goat. Okay, so you keep 5 cards. 1, 2, 3. Now you need 2 coppers. This doesn't change what you're gonna do anyway, because I was going to get down to 5 cards, so that I knew I would draw the silver anyway. So this doesn't really affect me in that way. It won't be quite the highway, but anyway. You probably have pixies and stuff. I mean, the masquerade does not pose a great threat initially. I don't know if he's trying to play without donate. You could do that. Maybe that's his angle here, to play without donate. That would be interesting. We'll see how that goes. If that's his ploy anyway. Just in case anyone's wondering or is confusing, if this were a copper, I was never going to play it. I was going to trash it to goat, because I want to have just 5 cards in my deck for a while now. I mean, at least until I'm buying highway, and then it'll increase. But so that's why I have that estate, just in case he plays a masquerade. It shouldn't really matter at all, but so yeah, like he's already on the highways. So I do think that's his plan, is to just try and play without donate, which will be interesting to see anyway. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't really want a madman, so I didn't think this through at all, which is that this just doesn't do what I want. Because I super don't want 30 madmen. But that is, in fact... Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to trash that copper. That is, in fact, what I'm going to end up with. This is looking like I should just, like, resign. and save us the confusion. Save me the confusion. Well, so I will play the Madman, get another silver. Play the Pixie, see what exciting things are in store for us. But I like his odds. Being the guy with the highways. I will keep my Pixie. You know, I could potentially here draw a nice boon that allows me to do some good things here. But I am only going to have 4 of the highways, which means I cannot gain highways with Hermit. I simply cannot. And if the next card is Hermit, then I have to, well, I don't have to now. He's a little late, to be honest. He's not bad. But I would have... I don't know if the gold is actually any good. It might be better to be picking up pixies. They may have more, there may be more upside to boons in general than to pixies, or sorry, than to gold. So he got all these highways, but he doesn't actually have any extra gains yet, which I assume he's going to need to buy a masquerade. Not a masquerade, a hermit. Otherwise, the additional gains aren't doing a huge amount for you, or the extra highways aren't doing a huge amount for you, rather. So I have to assume he's gonna get a hermit. That seems pretty safe. Oh, I'm all out of pixies, aren't I? Okay. So that was... I did not really need to keep playing that. Well, if I wanted gold, I guess I did. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is going to be a weird one. What I'm going to end up with is basically a money deck. I don't even know if there's a... I mean, obviously the buy pixie would be excellent. Much better than a gold. Because that would allow actual double province. So I think I have to try for it. Though it might be better just to buy a gold, or to get a gold. Buy pixie could be real good. I don't know how often he will hit this. That's super awful. I don't know how often he will hit this. I maybe shouldn't buy anything. It should maybe be gain hermit, buy nothing. I really don't know. At least he doesn't have the masquerade anymore, so I don't have to be super afraid of that. His problem is if he doesn't hit 5 highways, his deck does nothing. It's not... I guess he could trash a pro. So like he can dud now. In theory I can get the pixies. That would let me double province. It's a question of whether I want to play for another turn or not. How many of the boons have I seen now? Not that many. And I'm not really to the point where it's... Well, I gotta trash this one, right? I gotta make sure this turn continues. Though, that's... Zero, the highway not being in there is not good. I mean, I win. Yeah, I win if I hit whatever that thing is called. Forest gift. Oh yeah, I get to do this twice. Okay. So it's alright. I still win if I hit forest gift. This at least, I guess, gives me an option of doing the... no, that's no good. Gaining duchy. And then possibly just madmanning. So let's say he doesn't find his cantrips, then he might just... He can still possibly double duchy. Where does double duchy put him? I mean, I have to buy the duchy, don't I, to stay in kind of in range. Because if he double duchies, then I can... Well, tie is okay. And it'd be a little better in a tie if I get the thing I want, right? So I want to buy nothing and get, well, yeah, but yeah, I'll have a third gain. Yeah, I think I'd do this and just see if he chains them and give myself another shot at Forest Gift. Alright, he found them, so we don't know if he found the Hermit, but he did. So yeah, he didn't have to draw everything, but alright. I definitely totally botched the start. I did not have any idea what I was doing there. I didn't think about the Madman stuff at all. It would have been real awful for him if I had pulled the boon. Like, just been terrible. I don't know what he's waiting for. Yeah, because, I mean, I wish he had choked, but he had not a whole lot of stop cards. This looks like a real doozy. Just Puka trashing. But do you just go ahead and take your border village with your wharf while you got it? And then take your night watchman. It's not clear to me. And it's not clear to me if you want to buy a silver or buy whatever thing, buy Ghost. I mean, you could open Puka Ghost Town. You can open a wide variety of things. Certainly you're going to build here. You do have to buy some treasure at some point because it's just, I guess you don't have to. I guess you can just be a lurker person for a while. Oh yeah, you can do lurker Fiatum. No wait, that doesn't work. What is the Fiatum combo that you can do? I thought there was something you can't lurker Fiatum, but there's something you can do with Fiatum where you like, I guess it's Watchtower? I don't know. Maybe it's Watchtower I'm thinking of. I feel like there's some, it must be Watchtower. So you can also, of course, just, get right in there on your ghost ship. That's not the worst thing ever. Alright, let's do this. Let's just play the game. I don't really want to play another, I don't want to take another curse, so I'll probably get a silver here. I don't have any sort of high confidence that was the buy either, but I can live with it. Could be Night Watchman. I mean, you may just get some good use out of Night Watchman in general. I could see that. Maybe I'll buy Night Watchman. He's gonna pass. I don't know what exactly that means he has, but you gotta save one of these coppers. How much does Puka draw? A whole bunch. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I don't want to discard anything. No, I had to discard some things because I need to be sure to draw the Puka. But it could just be two. Pardon me. It could just be two things. Like it could be 2 coppers, and then those would be in the shuffle with these estates and this stuff. That's okay. Discarding it all doesn't especially help me out, does it? Maybe it does. I'm really confused. So, well, 3 and 2 are pretty much the same, so the idea here would just be to do the trashing, and maybe we'll get a lurker out of it. I super don't know what I'm doing. What is museum? Okay. Look at how far ahead I am in museum because I bought something. He buys a gold, that's okay. I mean, I can get down with that. It would have been super awesome if I had drawn the Night Watchman. That would have been like the coolest thing. See, he's not really moving and grooving particularly. I gotta toss 3. This is gonna be a kind of a bad shuffle, though. I could toss all this garbage. Maybe we'll find the Night Watchman. That's what I'm just gonna hope for. We didn't, but we can get a lurker here. So he has a gold, which is pretty cool. He got colonnade points, that's nice for him. Lots of coppers in there. So we're definitely gonna find one for the puka. I don't know if I want to play a lurker here. I'm trying to think if it's better to like guarantee finding the puka or give myself a good shot at 6 again, or what mixture of those things are worth pursuing. This discard will guarantee the puka, but maybe give me a pretty ugly shuffle. So I got a Morph coming down the line, so let's go with that. This won't even guarantee the puka. Oh yeah, well, I knew I'd counted that right. So he's ghost towning. Getting that ghost town on. So Night Watchman, beautiful, just a beautiful Night Watchman. We drew the lurker dead, but it didn't matter. We still had 6. So it was all just fantastic. We can just throw away all this garbage. I mean, the copper isn't that garbagey, though it's a little garbagey. Yeah, I guess this could, I could fail to hit copper here. I'm a little jealous of his gold, but not like, I'm not like dying here about the gold or anything. Hopefully we find a wharf. Nope. Okay. So we didn't find a wharf. We did not hit our numbers. Because I think there's a border village in here. I feel like I'm ready to play the lurker. He didn't buy a lurker, right? Yeah, okay. It was real sad that we didn't find the wharf, but not too unlikely. I guess I might want to buy a copper. Does colonnade, is that worth it? No, just, excuse me, just action cards. Do I need to have $6 in the deck? I probably do. Let's see if he lets me. This doesn't, oh, actually forget it. No, sorry. Yeah, that would be just like way too much information. I'm not gonna ask for that. Alright, we do need to add another lurker and another silver for sure. What are the odds of him playing his lurker? He played the ghost town. He does have Puka. This is a bit of a gamble, actually, if I wanted to play this here. He didn't find Puka. I wish I had bought a copper. I don't think I can play the lurker here. But that's okay. Does this Night Watchman even help me? He's not in a bad way at all. I'm not really either, but but I guess he's probably a little bit better than me. Well, I have the third wharf, so that's good. But it's a bit sad that he made it through the deck here. I don't know what the copper sit. Whoa, am I clicking? He probably still has $6 in his deck. I didn't really notice when I was asking about that dude that I had already shuffled and stuff. So he's sweeping up those colonnade points. He's living that colonnade life. Living his best colonnade life. Oh, he got his second. He got his second curse. He got his second curse there. All right, we got one wharf down, so that's good. Always. I guess I could have possibly rescued the turn there. Once I had the lurker, I could have tried for an in thing. That might have been interesting to see. I didn't get the puka, but I think there's a border village living in there, so I don't necessarily have to work around that. He trashed a lurker, interesting. We're certainly getting very, very close to a three pile. I'm behind him points. So I could get the inn, or I could get the ghost ship. The inn, of course, has lots of nice features to it. And I could buy, I didn't trash a copper, so I don't feel like I feel like I'm in that spot where I have to trash a copper necessarily. So we're so low on those piles though. That I'm going to need to at least be thinking about having a finish, not this turn, but the following turn, assuming I play several wharves here. I'm going to need to at least be checking that out. What that looks like, I'm not certain. But definitely ways to score here with multiple ways to score here with museum. So I guess he got his pair of lurkers, I assume. He gets the ghost ship. Gets the second gold. Plays the ghost down. So you just got one wharf down there. Not a huge deal. But still good for him. I still have only played one wharf. This could be incredibly sad, and in fact was. So the question here is whether it's worth it to go like gold, play cursed thingy, and go like Ghost Town, gold, I guess would be the play I would make, probably. There's like 3 wars in here. Okay, just 2. I mean, I could very, very easily whiff drawing actions. Right? Like super easily. I don't know what I should focus on playing, the ghost ships or the wharves. Probably the wharves. It may have just been a bad night watchman, to be honest. I'm going to see a little bit of cards, but I'm not going to see enough. Well, we'll just hope he has a sort of bad turn. Probably not. That's going to kill me. That's going to kill me. And then he's going to get in the wharves. 2 or 3 wharf plays is just going to finish it off for me. Unfortunately. He may throw an in now. Yeah. Seems reasonable. I just bottom decked the wharves. Nothing I could really do about it. This turn still has some outs of running. I guess the gold was greedy. It should have been like double ghost town would have been okay. I want to still look at three cards from the top of my deck so I can find a village, but either way the turn is not going to be that amazing. But I did find that, so that's wonderful. At least some kind of wonderful. He bought another gold and a silver. I'm surprised at that, to be honest. Though, man, he has the deck and I do not. So that's certainly something. This could be Ghost Town Silver, I suppose. I was going to say, this is just going to show me a bunch of cards I don't really want to discard. So he'll be able to green if he wants to pretty well. Assuming he gets like the other wharf down here. The decks are still so junky, it's easy to draw a lot and not see everything. Because we both added 2 curses, a couple lurkers. They're just a mess, sort of. Of course, we removed the coppers, but still nothing else was trashable. So. This will be interesting to see how he greens. So we've already played for 2.5 hours. We've only played 4 games. It's not the best thing ever. That's interesting. I think I would have been willing to add another wharf if I were him. I don't think that would have risked a 3 pile. So I think that would have been just fine. I mean, I'm probably willing to take a wharf on my turn, although it's a little risky. I have to assume he greens some here. Okay, he's a cobbler. I don't think either of those... I mean, the Night Watchman may help him next turn. I don't think the cobbler does a huge amount for you. I mean, the idea, of course, is that it hits his museum, but I just don't see it as being all that important myself. Do I have the other lurker down here? Yeah, so like I'm fully willing to play and gain a wharf here. And have more of those in play, hopefully. I'm super, super willing to do that. So my last card is the Night Watchman. I may be able to... I don't know how much money I'm going to have here. If there's going to be a point to maybe to potentially buying something and playing the old Night Watchman. I mean, if I do Province Lurker, does that give me a chance at a win next turn, and is it safe? He didn't play his cobbler. Assuming he can province on his turn, it's not that it's gonna be that good of a play. On the other hand, if he doesn't, it's reasonably good. I have a feeling he can't finish if I do this Province Lurker. I don't know that it actually helps me finish that much. Though there's some chance. I mean, certainly this is my draw to do it right if I'm going to make an attempt at it. When I have the 3 wars and then play this Ghost Town is the time to try it. may not help me that much. And it may, I don't know if I need a copper or if I want a copper. I don't think so. I can buy one at the end of my, well, that's actually a question. I may not, well, I should have the buys. I may need the copper. Because I may need to buy a duchy to get ahead. This lurker may just be super greedy. I could, no, I'm not gonna do that. In is great. The rest not necessarily the greatest. Actually, it's all fine. It's all super fine. So I did decide to buy a copper. Okay, yay me. If his draw gets stopped up, I will be very happy. Curse pile up does not look very feasible for me. But maybe. I could have maybe gone up the curse and got another ghost town down, but I don't think that's a big deal. This is great. This is fantastic. I didn't like his cobbler buy at all, or his night watchman. Well, I don't know about the night watchman. I'd have to know more about what his turn really looked like, but this is the best. We're pretty close here already. Maybe already there. We should stop and check. These are the wharves. This is definitely $8. So I should have just stopped and done it, but I kind of want to not count as much, and it would help if I can find the third lurker to not have to count as much. So this is, yeah. Okay, I lucked out a bit there, definitely. So we got One last hurrah. I'll probably go transmog here, probably transmog engineer. Looks pretty reasonable. This is gonna be fast. Once you hit those wishes, someone's gonna run away with it for sure. What that means as far as what the best way to get that going is, I'm not sure, but I like the transmog. I think estates to cantrips is going to be pretty darn important for hitting that. And then NG should let you get, like, you know, tournament, farming village, or one of the threes. You probably don't take double tournament with it, but 4-3 is better because I can get the engineer and the transmogrify, and he has to take a silver. I think it's better anyway. The silver is not that bad, of course. And in fact, here it didn't actually help me all that much. Except that I will go ahead and take another engineer. I'm not really worried necessarily about buying something right away. Transmogrifying miss does hurt, of course. So I'm gonna probably go farming village tournament here. Transmog missing does suck, but that's life. He very nearly activated, and he hit 5. Well, hitting 5 is you know, not surprising. At some point, of course, I have to stop taking the engineers, but well, here is a reasonable place to stop. I like his chances of activation, though, much better than mine. He's looking quite clean. Not great to have all these estates here. He's gonna torture me on the next turn, most likely. I'll probably go with another tournament and like a secret cave here. Maybe chariot race, actually. So I will actually go up to torture here on my tournament. This has got to be just discard. I can't take a curse. He's probably activating here, which is going to kill me. Did he play silver last time? So he may not be activating here, but he also might be. Hopefully not. So he did miss that. That looks reasonable to me. Well, shoot. Am I just going to keep gaining these engineers? Oof, this is ugly. Very ugly, very, very ugly. Not good draw. I definitely bought too many engineers. I didn't remember I still had one at the bottom there. It's quite sad. These are not. This doesn't matter a huge amount. But I think he's gonna probably get the wishes. Well, he did have to play a second second torture, so the bigger issue is that he's just very far ahead in everything, more or less. Here he should have a okay shot. Well, if he played his lamp, then maybe not. I have farming village, which is nice. Not as nice as wishes, though. Not as nice as wishes. Yeah, this is gonna run away from me now. Maybe the engineer is just not actually very good. That's possible too. I thought it looked like a reasonable open, but and as long as I had played it, I didn't feel too bad about taking another one, but I obviously missed one play on that, and that wasn't great to sort of stay on that front. This is really fortunate. In fact, I get an activation, so I'm maybe not 100% out of it yet. It's quite useful. Did he get a transmog down? No, he called one. He's still... I'm going to have to be willing to take some curses here because he's going to play the torturer. This has got to be a farming village by what I'm actually thinking about is what I should scheme. Because I don't have... I mean, I think it's got to be the farming village. Like, there's nothing in here to make it something else. Hopefully he doesn't have farming village. This is where it's going to get to be a real pain. If he's hitting these torturers and he has, say, a couple schemes going, this is going to be painful. So hopefully he's stalled. Okay, he did stall a little bit. Do I want to keep an engineer? Is a question worth asking. There's nothing I absolutely have to shuffle in this turn, so let's keep going. That was quite great. So I will blow up for the last two farming villages. And then I have to think if I want to rebuy the engineer, because it's going to be pretty good, actually. So this has got to be transmog call to up the scheme into a... Oh, I eliminated the farming villages, didn't I? So that doesn't work. Never mind that. May just be a wait on the... may just be waiting on that. because I'm gonna, yeah, this is gonna be tough actually, or a bit of a pain. He could play a lot of tortures this turn potentially. So I think I'm gonna have to gain at least one, so I'm gonna start with it. Because he's gonna wish Torturer, and I don't really know how many though he'll get to play. I know he just got a wish, so at least one or two more. I have twos. He hasn't done any of his wishes back yet. So I'm gonna go with another. I don't know, he may not have actions. This may have been too many curses. But I assume he's gonna wish one more at least. Now he goes tournament, okay. So not the case that he got another torture. So I possibly just took all that for no real gain on my part. Jealous, I'm certainly jealous of his schemes. I'm a little bit, I mean, I guess if you get a transmogrify down, then, I mean, I know he wants to hit province this turn, that's reasonable, but probably the issue here will be he's going to province and scheme farming village torturer, and so unless I have top decked a farming village here, I'm not going to be able to compete with him on much of anything. How many farming villages did he have? 1, 2, 3. So he's at 4. So we went 6-4, I think. I don't think there's anything I can scheme to help myself out. Yeah, this is going to be a real pain in the butt. So there goes those farming villages, of course. This is killing me. I mean, there's just so little I can do to prevent that, I don't think. I mean, I could have not put in on... I guess, did I know there was a wish left? Maybe I knew there was a wish, and I should have top-decked farming village. I didn't actually stop to think about it, so probably... That's probably what happened, actually. There. I thought I had drawn it, but maybe I hadn't drawn it. That was maybe just a super bad choice on my part. I mean, maybe not a game-deciding choice, because I don't know that he's gonna... I don't know that it's gonna make the difference, but... Certainly it could have, since he just stopped, right? So this has got to go into like a scheme or something. I guess scheme's probably best. This has also got to go into like a chariot race or something. Did not work. Did not work at all. I still have yet to have a farming village in one of these hands. Though I'm certain it won't make a difference. I wish I had thought. I can't imagine that's worth a call of a transmogrify. Like, that point is not going to matter in Transmogrify potentially can do so much more. Depending on how many prizes he wins here, I may just resign, since he can get this steed and wait. He doesn't have to rush on any of the other prizes. So there's no, I mean, I assume steed. That's odd to me, but it's fine. I prefer steed when your opponent is not threatening to gain any of the prizes anytime soon. In general. It was this. Oh, wait, where am I? It was this top deck on turn 11, which probably should have been. Oh, I didn't play a farming village, so that wasn't an option. Good, I can stop berating myself for that. I mean, I don't know that it was still any reasonable top deck, because I may have had zero chance of getting a farming village, but anyway. I mean, I can play for a long game here, but it's not gonna pan out. He can buy whatever he wants. He doesn't have to buy province. It could be a chariot race or something. It just super doesn't matter. He can block. Alright, we can go ahead and, oh yeah, I have to buy something. I just want to have one turn. I just want to have one turn where I play a farming village and then a torturer. That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. Alright, look at that farming village power. No, alright, we played 4 of them, no dice. That's just the way it goes sometimes. So we played 4 of our farming villages. Did not find anything useful. I don't have to discard to that thing. It's the followers later on which I will have to discard to. That darn thing. He should really be salting the earth and not buying provinces. Like on his turn, if he has the choice between, say, double province and salt the earth, I don't mean, I'm just making stuff up, but he could pretty easily salt the earth the next couple turns to finish it. Hope he didn't have enough money. Well, he can buy 2 of whatever he darn well feels like. I have to, like I said, I had to get to a point where I was able to play Torturer, Farming Village Torturer at least once. I just wanted to feel it. Look at that, my Chariot races may hit. There may be some powerful VP scored on this turn. Look at that. Man, look at that. Whew. Can you believe it? I can't. I don't know what my last card is, but look at that. This is going to be the comeback of the century. Alright, can't buy province because that doesn't help me. I don't think province helps me. Gotta buy wild hunt. Then I get to scheme one card. It'll be a farming village. It is not plausible to actually come back here. Oh no, that's cheating. Those are mine. That's my money and points. This DG is a sly character. He thinks he can take my... Look at that. I won with a gold over a transmogrify. That's how good my chariots are. That's the kind of chariot races DG is competing with and is ill prepared to fight against. Okay, never mind. They suck. They're the worst. Alright. Here we go. Oh, he's blocking it. That's cruel. Okay. Alright. You know what I'm getting? How many per 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have 6. That's exciting. Getting that wild hunt. Let's get that farming village and that wild hunt and that other farming village. Now he's gonna salt the earth. It's totally unoriginal. Nope, this is the power of the comeback. Got rid of that curse. Wild hunt cards, boom. Farming village. Discards curses, doesn't even care. Boom, chariot race, scores a point. This wild hunt also scores a point in the future. Chariot race, no, okay, that's not fair. This is a kind of game you could play against a boss and you would win sometimes. Like you would be able to fall this far behind and then the bots wouldn't know how to like buy salt the earth and use it to end the game. And you would be able to win. Scheme up to 4 cards. That's incredible. That's also cheating. That's a known cheating maneuver to trash a province into a province. That can't be right. All right, here we are. Last game. Gotta switch those player orders to random. And then we can go on our way. So I get to go first, so I better try to win. There's a lot of cards. 5-2 is very good. I don't know if Young Witch is good or not. There's trashing and a little bit of draw and all this different stuff you can do. So that's pretty cool. And there's highways and upgrades and things. Yeah, I mean, this is a question of what to buy. Because you can buy a Young Witch and it may give out a few curses. Yeah. What to do. So you can open with a lot of different things. Your Young Witch may be kind of sad if they block. But okay if you don't. I'm gonna go Young Witch Silver. I need to get a 5. You could open with the Gladiator, I guess, and you might block every time, and then your opponent would cry forever. But I think the Young Witch will not be bad here, though it's not amazing. I don't think. Depends. And I'll pair it with a silver, although on my reshuffle I'm very likely to take a black market. You don't have to play with black market here, but if you do have the highways, then it's pretty good. A nice maneuver here is to get one highway down and play upgrades, since the twos, the coin and the courtyard, are quite good, or are yeah, just they're quite good. So that's kind of a nice maneuver. So we're going to reach. We've played 3 hours and 6 minutes. So we've achieved that. I don't want to call it an accomplishment, because it's not, but that nightmare. Now the question here is whether you go upgrade or apprentice. I think you go upgrade. And here I will probably go ahead and buy a Coin of the Realm. Apprentice is totally reasonable too. What is Labyrinth? Okay. Gain multiple cards. Seems reasonable. This is all nice. I'll get my second and then eventually probably a third upgrade as well. It's not out of the question to buy a Gladiator. I wouldn't say. Probably we'll just pass on it though. You can get an apprentice, but I think I like another upgrade. That was fine. Not my favorite draw, but this draw sucks a little bit. Does he have coin down? No, I didn't have coin down. Okay. This draw is I don't know. I don't know actually what I could or should do here. This shuffle is going to be brutal, but I don't think I can just like stop on any of this stuff. I mean, I can play all the terminals, so that's something. I do like his third upgrade. This is all okay-ish. Oh. I don't really want the buy, I don't think. I mean, I think I would rather have the governor. So if I find my courtyard, this shuffle won't be the worst thing ever, but it's still kind of awful. Still pretty awful. Just buy another coin, or another courtyard, pardon. You can just keep on taking 5. I mean, 4th upgrade is not even that crazy here, I don't think. But highway is fine too. Alright, so now we gotta make this shuffle work for us somehow. This is all a mess. I'm gonna see, a decent number of cards here, but potentially not enough at all. Yeah, this is sort of the issue. So it really is quite awful to not find any of the upgrades and just be stuck in this particular situation again, where I'm gonna have to, in order to not I'm gonna have to trigger a shuffle just to play the upgrades. I guess not necessarily, but this still looks very rough for me, I think. Yeah, the upgrade's just hiding. I think it's got to be better to trash there. I am super willing to buy another junk dealer. That's sort of how bad this is right now. This could be coin or courtyard. I'll go with coin. It just really sucks to have the upgrades bottom deck multiple times. don't think expand is all that great. This is quite a nice shuffle, this part of it, to find the courtyard anyway. Because we're moving now. The expand just does not move me that much. I feel better about after that turn though. We'll see how much better, but I feel better. Got 2 coins. Okay, I can play quite a few actions. We're not too far from piles. You should just be getting like a courtyard coin. That's reasonable. We're definitely just not that far from piles. I have some question in my mind about whether I want to play or upgrade the Young Witch. It's not clear to me anyway. Would be way better if we could get further. So the issue here is triggering this particular shuffle. I don't think it's going to be worth it. I may not make a buy from anything, but like obviously we can trigger here. Because it's not going to necessarily stop. But I just don't have a great sense of what I've done as far as trashing. This is a... Yeah, I mean if I throw in purple and green and then trigger it, it's not so... I could throw in black market and copper and trigger it, and that would be maybe less terrible. With the uncertainty, I think I'm just gonna play the play this guy. I don't know if I have that many coppers. Well, I have some, right? The Spice Merchant is what I'm questioning. The gear could be good. Spice Merchant could be good, and the Sacrifice could be good. They could all be nice. Spice Merchant, of course, is only going to be nice if I find copper. I don't know what my status there is. And obviously it's great upgrade target later on. So this worked out really good. This part of it anyway. Now we're gonna see how close we get to a finish here. I may have to think about scoring points if I can. Because there's going to be we're just not going to be that far from piles. So he buys a highway, okay. It's actually not like the best to play the highway yet at this point, but well, it's okay. So his deck is still pretty fat, I feel like. My question here is whether I want to gain another coin or not, or if that's just too risky. I don't think he can gain that many upgrades. I just don't believe that can happen. So we didn't get to what we need yet. We need another coin. There, we got it. Okay. So this doesn't have to be a coin, it can be a courtyard. Though it can be a coin as well. Alright, now I have to play black market to get the coin down. And I'm not going to buy any of this stuff. And then I'll call a coin. We would like to get another one down, which we're going to be able to do. I'm going to buy a province, so we got clean. And we got 2 coins down. And it looks pretty good. Though I'll be a little worried about his finish potentials here with the perfect draw. I mean, if he does it, he does it, right? That's just the only thing I could have done differently is not gain the courtyard. Well, this at least, okay, these upgrades early mean he's not going to have the gains because he would have to play them after highways for that to work at all. I assume he can get to a province by as well. Does he have another coin? He does have another coin. So I'm going to take the curse, but it'll at least open up the possibility of a finish on my turn in a couple of ways. Potentially. So we've got This opening hand, of course, is great. I mean, I was quite lucky to trigger the shuffle where I pulled more of the coins and didn't pull the courtyard. That was very lucky for me. Finding the governor early would help me quite a bit. Is there disconnection or something? Or does it not give me the does he have to decide? Does he decide the coin before the curse thing comes up? All right. So I guess he did play as gladiator, so oh, he has two gladiators. I thought one was in the trash, but it's not. He just has two. So he did play gladiator. And I do not have to finish here. I don't have to do something. I'm telling my this is a prep talk. I don't have to do anything stupid here to finish if it's not there. I can just clean the deck more, live my life, see what happens. So the question would be whether there's more value in getting the draw from the Spice Merchant or in getting the upgrade fuel, and I'm going to say that I want more information to make that decision, so I'm going to play it for cards. I mean, I could play courtyard, I guess. Because I'm just not here unless I find some additional stuff. I'm not making a finish. I may not be making a finish at all, judging on by where we're at now. I need to find, see, I didn't find jack squat. I didn't find another courtyard. I didn't find a darn thing. And we're not at, in hindsight, junk dealer trashing upgrade would have been better, because then I could at least just buy a province here and I would be perhaps delaying the inevitable, but delaying it nonetheless. I have to kind of play on. Okay, so we didn't make it to anything special or useful. And we lowered the piles, so that's a little terrifying. Well, it's quite terrifying, to be honest. he may just be able to finish with the upgrades and the highways. My best bet is actually him having to play too many highways before he finds upgrades. But that's not a great chance. And this is looking awful. He's going to win. He's going to make it. Okay, I don't know that yet, but he very well could. But with the expand I think he has to have in hand, he can upgrade that province or use it to gain things pretty easily. I just bottom decked too much draw there. So we'll see what he gets to. And maybe I needed to recognize that my turn was going nowhere sooner and make sure I could at least buy a province. Though I have a feeling if he is able to do it that a province would not have cut it anyway. Would be my best guess. But I would not be surprised at all for him to get a finish here. Most reassuring thing to me would be him having to play. Oh, well, that actually is somewhat reassuring. Surprised he didn't want to play the. Oh boy. Okay. I'm surprised he didn't want to play the. Whatchamacallit. So. I have the upgrades. I don't know if I actually have enough. I don't know if I actually have enough coppers to get the courtyard's gone. If I draw through, I might be able to make a buy. Probably one highway is pretty safe to start in on this process. Feels like the governor is just definitely going to have to be draw here. Though, here we are on a scary, well, I didn't have to call that yet, but it didn't matter too much. On a scary trajectory already. I know I have one curse, maybe? I think I have one curse, yeah. I have one curse. And then I would need to get the courtyards. Of course. Oh, here we go again. I guess I could stop and think if the spice merchant should be buys. This is just not going well. Did I get a third upgrade? I gotta look at that turn where I did draw the deck. Where is that? It's this one. 1, 2, 3 upgrades. There are no upgrades in the trash. So, if I go, sweet mercy, if I do upgrade witches into capitals, I don't know that this is actually going to do anything for me. Because here I'm stuck. If the curse is the last card, then I win. Or the second to last card. But if it hadn't been, this is so crazy. Like, this is the win now, but this is just wild. It would have been the black market, and I wouldn't have had a finish. I mean, I would have been able to double province, so that would have been something, but... Maybe that's wrong. I mean, maybe I was guaranteed to find it. Alright, well, I managed to get it. It was quite fortunate, and I didn't expect to necessarily at every point, but whatever. Thank you all for watching. I will be playing the Sunar for the next round, and I will see you all then.